Welcome to our brand new 100-day challenge. This one I'm going to start working on some balance stuff. And these things are basically miniature balance boards that I picked up, I don't know, about 25 years ago, I guess. They call them Weeble Boards. I guess Wobble Boards. And they're from a company, Fitter One, which is a Canadian company, which is pretty cool. I will include a link for them down in the description. They have no idea who I am or that I bought these 25 years ago and have been using them. I got these when I first got into Tai Chi, and I didn't really know much about them other than you would just stand on them and try and rock around and stuff. And kind of came up with my own sort of things that I was starting to work on with them. And dropped it, I don't know how many years ago, and now I could use, getting some balance back and doing my rehab and all that sort of stuff. So I figured I'd start back in on it. What I'm going to start off with is basically a combination of some one-legged stance work and mobility work at the same time. I'm going to do the one-legged stance on the rear leg is just on the solid ground, and the toes are pointed off at about 45 degrees. And the heel of that is going to run somewhere up near the center of this balance board. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my other leg on top of the balance board and use this to get some mobility into this hip, or increase the mobility and range in this hip. Now, if you don't have one of these boards, no problem. You can actually just, for this part, you can just stick a tennis ball under there or any kind of small ball and basically do the same thing. Because we're just going to work on, one is this standing stability on this leg, and then the other one is just sort of like moving this around and getting what we can out of mobility into the leg. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with just a 1-minute stance on this leg. And with my free leg here on the Weeble board, I'm just going to slowly as I possibly can move it forward or toe down, heel down on the way back. Just very smooth and controlled. That's all I'm going for, just smooth motion. Getting the ankle flexibility most of all. Also some, get a little bit of knee, get a little bit of hip in there. But I'm really working on this standing leg and making sure that's nice and stable. And as I progress this exercise, we're going to start hanging out on these standing legs for longer and longer periods of time. But for right now, I got 3, 2, 1, and done. So after a minute, I'm going to switch over to my other leg, put this one on a 45 degrees, front leg straight ahead. And let's go again, 1 more minute. So 1 minute. Very slowly forwards and back. And for the standing part of this is going to be the exact same stuff as the Tai Chi things we've been doing. So my hips are as flat and level as I can get them. My standing leg knee is bent. It's relaxed in there as much as I can get it. I'm tall through the top of the spine. My breathing is relaxed. And I'm just working on getting this movement nice and smooth. And I can already tell this is sort of like kind of wonky on me, so I gotta work on smoothing this out. All right, there's another minute done. So I'm gonna switch back. And now, rather than going front and back, You're going to go side to side. And this is really going to start rotating this femur inside of our hip socket. I want to move this slowly across, side to side. Try and keep it as even as possible, smooth as possible. I don't want to get all shaky like I just did. Just feeling that femur rotating in the socket. Nope, that's a minute. So switching legs again. Here we go. And I originally went to the shop to buy a wobble board, and this was way back in Nelson. And I saw these Weeble boards there, and the owner of the shop didn't really know much about them or anything. They were just kind of there. And I really liked them because, well, they're quite a bit smaller, and I was trying to keep everything as compact as possible back in those days. Still not a terrible idea. I've just failed at it more and more as the years have gone. And I also like the fact that you can do individual things with both legs. And there's another minute. And yeah, just provided a lot more possibilities, I thought, than just a standard wobble board. Okay, so now we're going to do some outward circles. So this is combining our left and right and front and back and rolling this around and trying to keep the toes oriented straight ahead while doing this. That's the trickiest part, because we tend to, or at least I tend to, kind of drag certain parts, or I apply more pressure to certain areas of the rotation, and they tends to kind of go out of alignment. So big trick on this is to try and keep my toes aligned straight ahead while rotating. All right, other side. Here we go. Outward circles. And so, yeah, this is kind of where I wanted to start out with it. Just make sure that I've got the control and the range of motion that I need throughout my whole leg, so that when we actually start balancing on these things individually, got the range of motion to support the balance. Oh, gotta drag that back a little bit. Yeah, one of the things that I found right away is these little Weeble boards here will tend to walk away on you or roll away on you if you aren't paying close attention to it. All right, that one's done. And then let's go inward circles. And I always find these ones toughest, so I leave them for last. But your mileage may vary. Inward circle. Get into your stance proper. And it's surprising just how much that even this will start to challenge your balance. Even though we're standing on solid ground, but doing this kind of a manipulation with our other limbs really gives us a nice proprioceptive challenge. All right, and the last one for tonight, in our inaugural episode in this one, inward circles on this leg. So we're going to try and follow the same sort of 100-day protocol. Basically, whatever you start with, do that for 10 days, then start switching up the protocol, adding things, modifying as needed, make stuff more difficult. The idea is not to specifically try and make ourselves fail at any of this stuff, but to just slowly build up, make sure we've got the skills, make sure we've got the strength, flexibility to progress on to the next level, and not hurt ourselves or set ourselves back, because this is dedicated to rehabilitation. And I have learned with this long COVID recovery that pushing too hard too fast is actually negative progress. All right, there we go. All done. Episode 1 on the 100-day balance challenge. Again, company, Fitter One, Canadian company. There will be a link in the description. If you decide you want a set of them, you can go there. Drop me, make some comments in the comment section if you're interested, want to know anything more about these, or just want to know how to tell them that I sent you. Because honestly, I got to figure that out too. So, day 1, thanks for keeping me honest. We'll see you tomorrow.